Welcome back to the channel. This is Plain Discord. Today, the first edition print run of Tales of Aria released, and I've had a few friends now asking the question, what's the difference between first and unlimited edition print runs of Flesh and Blood cards, how to tell them the difference, and what's the significance of a first edition print run? So let's go ahead and get right into that. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the website for Flesh and Blood. So in their website, they actually show you the difference between the first and unlimited edition print runs. Before we actually get into telling the cards apart and why or how to tell them apart, I'm going to tell you the significance between first edition and unlimited edition print runs. First edition is a very limited print run that runs for the first few months of the card set's release. So when, for instance, Tales of Aria right now is just releasing, its print run is all in first edition print right now. It will only go for about a month, for between 1 to 4 months approximately, before they release the unlimited print run of the cards. Unlimited literally means print to demand for the card set. These are cards that are they're basically a reprint run of the same set, but in an unlimited standard, meaning that cards that were cold foil are now going to be more often than not traditionally a standard version as well as a rainbow foil version, or just straight rainbow foil only. And in addition to that, they're not going to be quite as valuable. It's much more easy to get a hold of the unlimited print runs because they're going to, as I said, print to demand. First edition print runs, there's a set number of packs essentially, or boxes of product that are printed, and that's it. They print no more of the first edition print runs. They do have a different teller between the two, so you can actually tell the difference between them. It's very slight, but it is significant enough that if you have a trained eye, like you're going to learn here today, you'll be able to tell the difference between first and unlimited print runs for all 5 sets. All right, so there's a bit of the significance. In addition to that, first edition print runs typically tend to be a little bit more valuable, even the non-foil rares, super rares, mythics, legendaries. So let's go ahead and take a look first at each of the different sets. We'll start off with the original first set to ever come out, Welcome to Wrath. Wrath has an actual, it's unlimited edition, and then there's an alpha print run. So their first edition print run for that was actually referred to as the alpha print run. So if you ever hear people referred to as alpha prints, that's Welcome to Wrath. It's typically what they're going to be referencing. Alpha print Welcome to Wrath cards are, and if only it would work, there we go. So we're going to just pull one card for this and bring it up, and then we're going to go back 1 and go to the unlimited print run editions and let that load up, and we're going to pull that one forward as well. So the first thing we're going to go look at is the actual for Welcome to Wrath, the first edition or alpha print run for this set. So when you look at this, the area you're going to want to look in regards to these cards is right down here. For alpha print runs of these cards of Welcome to Wrath, the rarity right here, where it shows the T, it would show a T, L for legendary, M for mythic, SR for super rare, R for rare, C for common. It doesn't have any coloring around it or even a circle around the lettering, which means it's actually alpha in regards to this print run of cards. Now, when you look at the unlimited version, for this set, it's going to be to the left of the set signifier, and it's going to be a letter with a colored in circle as shading for it. Now, this is generally speaking what unlimited is for Welcome to Wrath. Each set is different in its own way. So I'm going to show you the difference between this one. That's how you tell the alpha and unlimited edition print runs for Welcome to Wrath. When you look at Arcane Rising, you look at first edition print runs. Let's go ahead and pull open a first edition print run of Arcane Rising, and we'll go over to the Tecloplasma Pistol, and then we will go back to the Arcane Rising Unlimited Edition, and then we'll pull forward that same JPEG picture of the Tecmo Plasma Pistol. We'll go to the first edition print run now. With this Arcane Rising set, you see ARC003 for the card signifier, and then right there you'll see the letter T, but no coloring or anything behind it, meaning that it's essentially its rarity. I forget what the T stands for, but let me know down in the bottom, because I'm kind of terrible when it comes down to the rarities with any type of set. But typical rarities in this set is common, rare, super rare, mythic, legendary. And this is, I believe, tool or like double-sided type cards. You might get a Technoplasma Pistol and somebody else, like another part of the cards that are a T-based card on the back side of it as and include in the booster. But needless to say, this is what a first edition would look like in this set. And when you go back over to the Unlimited Edition, again, just like with Welcome to Wrath, you see the T with a circle that's colored in and the letter T inside there. Now, it does change once we get to the next set, which is Crucible of War. Now, Crucible of War, aside from Arcane Rising and Welcome to Wrath, it's changed its standard on how they do things at that point in time. Now, what Flesh and Blood did is when you go to the first edition print runs of these, they just did a little bit of a tweak in regards to these. Let's actually go to a card. Let's go to right here. This is going to be Beast Within, and we're going to grab the first edition print, and then we're going into the Unlimited Edition, and we are going to pull forward a Beast Within as well from here. So Beast Within in the first edition print run changes up. As you can see now, you're going to see the letter M for Mythic. That's the other one, M for Mythic. So yeah, rare, super rare, Mythic, legendary. And then you have those T's. Now, for this one, Beast Within, you see that it's now instead it's going to be the colored in circle with the letter M inside of it for their first edition print run for these. And then you look at the non-first edition print runs, it's just going to be a circle around the letter. That's going to be the unlimited print run. It doesn't have it colored in dot instead. Now, this becomes the standard for both this set as well as Monarch. Monarch is also following the same process, and we're going to pull up a first edition of that as well, just so you can see the difference. It's going to take a few moments here. Gotta love the internet around here. Goodness gracious me. So let's go ahead and click Herald of Judgment. Great card. Absolutely awesome. And then we're going to go back to the unlimited print run here and pull forward that exact same card to show you that just like in Arcane Rising, just like in Crucible of War, now you see the first edition print runs, the R is encircled with a blue dot around it, and the unlimited print run is a R with just a white circle around it. This has been now the standard for 2 sets, and it seems that Tales of Aria is following the same process. Their first edition print runs now have a dot, a colored dot, and the letter rarity inside of it as well. Basically, that's how you tell them a difference. Tell the difference between them. And the significance, like I said, is that first edition print runs means it's very limited. They don't print very many boxes of it. Whatever the store gets on its first run, I believe is all the store is going to get. They don't get to see any more of that first edition. They're just going to have to wait until the unlimited run comes out. At this point in time, for Tales of Aria, we don't have much in regards to information as to, from what I've heard, what's going to be available, when the unlimited print run is going to be available for this. Typically, it's within a few months of the release. They say on the website here that sometime during quarter 4, that the unlimited print run will be released for Tales of Aria. However, I under the product releases, we're seeing Tales Edition right here. First edition is September 24th, And then upcoming here is Tales of Aria Unlimited, Q4 2021. However, Q4 is October, November, and December of this year. And we haven't heard much of anything prior to that as to when they're going to be releasing those unlimited cards. I hope that we're going to see it sooner rather than later. However, they may delay the printing for all we know, and it may be something that stock of Unlimited might not be available until sometime in early December, maybe late December. I think most of the other sets, for instance, if we're going to go off of the tradition of what they've been doing, Unlimited for Wrath released in November 6th, 2020, and I believe the alpha of that released in 2019. So it was like almost a year later that we got to see Unlimited Wrath, partially due to I believe part of that is due to the whole Koof issue, and with all the lockdowns. We saw first editions of Wrath October 11th, 2019. Arcane Rising first edition March 27th, 2020. Crucible War first edition August 28th, 2020. And then Monarch first edition May 7th, 2021. Now, when we look up here, we see Welcome to Wrath Unlimited Edition release November 6, 2020, which is nearly a whole year later. And then Arcane Rising November 20th, 2020 to get, I guess, to catch up at that point in time. And then we actually saw this year Monarch's Unlimited Editions release first before Crucible of War Unlimited released out. And I haven't really seen any store selling Crucible of War, even on the Unlimited side. I don't think there's a lot of product out there for that. And it might actually be one, even unlimited boxes, so that might be worth getting into. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if any other stores are seeing it, but up where I'm at in mid to northern Michigan, stores have not run by any Crucible of War Unlimited. However, they are coming across plenty of Arcane Rising, Welcome to Wrath, and Monarch for themselves. I hope that Tales of Aria doesn't pull a crazy far from now release. However, it could. It could definitely do it. And that first edition was May 7th, 2021, and Unlimited was June. So it was about a month later. We might see that, where we might see in a month that towards the end of October we see Tales of Aria Unlimited released. And that could be a good thing. That's definitely a good thing, because then people who want to be able to get into the game for a lower cost will be able to get into the game for lower cost. My local LGS was selling booster boxes to me for $110 before tax, and online they're going for around $140 to $150, as high as $160 I've seen. They will go higher as supply reduces and goes away. And you can get into unlimited boxes of Monarch, Wrath, Arcane Rising that I know of. My local store sells them for around $60 a box. So that's a big decrease on the cost to you for entry into the game. You don't make your money back on those booster boxes, but you still get to play the game, and you still get to have a collection built up. Unlimited's where you go to build your competitive cards, find your cards at a lower, cheaper cost, and only have to spend the high money on the ones that are either foiled print versions, which either they're rainbow or cold foil versions. That's usually your equipments. Those are typically where your money's going to be laying. But when it comes on your traditional deck-based rares, a lot of that stuff you can get for non-foiled unlimited for a real cheap price. So, and I'm going to do a cost. I'm currently working on developing a video to do a cost basis for building a deck in all first edition stuff versus building a deck in everything that you can get cheap, and then the stuff that you can't get cheap. But that might be a little bit further out from now. But with that being said, guys, this has just been a talk about how to tell the cards apart and the release times for them and the significance for that. With that being said, I hope you all have a great weekend. Please stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some live shooting probably either tonight. I'm thinking tonight I'll be doing some live play of me opening a full first edition box of Tales of Aria. It should be probably within the next 30 to 60 minutes from the release of this video. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Make sure you like the video and subscribe down below. Peace out.